way back when I started my YouTube channel, there wasn't as many options for like video editing as there are now. But like nowadays, it's so good to like be starting into this stuff with all like the free programs you can get. Everyone I know right now on YouTube that talks about editing, it's always DaVinci. I know it's like paid, but it's not like it's that much. It's like a one-time payment. You get free updates for life. When I started, there was two kings, Sony Vegas and Adobe Premiere. And if you didn't have those, you really couldn't do much. It was like Windows Movie Maker for Windows 7. There was this channel called Film Riot, which I followed pretty heavily when I was in like elementary school. And coming into middle school, they had this thing called HitFilm, which I had recommended to people for a very short time. That's like not even talked about anymore. HitFilm was crazy. I remember the Film Riot guy, Ryan Conley, was like, oh my gosh, it's a full-time actual non-linear video editor that you can get for free, and it's not Adobe. It was a big, big deal. That's just not the case. So what I ended up doing, because I couldn't really afford Sony Vegas, I used HitFilm for a bit. And after I used HitFilm for a bit, I got Adobe Premiere CS 5.5 pirated. Moved up to CS 6. It was very trusty for a while. And then I got 2015 or 2014 actually. For about 2 or 3 years I used Adobe CC 2014 and it worked amazing. It was really, really solid. Had a lot of good quality of life improvements. Moving on from that, I moved up to Adobe 2015. And I, to this day, edit almost every video I have in Adobe Premiere CC 2015. And I just can't shake it. I want it to change. It's almost not worth it hunting for other options at this point. I own a copy of Adobe CC 2022, but everything that I edit on is just too old. Outside of my main huge editing computer, which I've just used for gaming at this point, it's too old. I edit on an old laptop. And to me, I like doing that better. It's just better for me to like make these videos quickly and have them running on the go. Instead of having to go home and sit at my computer to do these, I can just do these in between classes. So that's what I've been doing. And Adobe CC 2015 is so buggy, but it's got so many quality of life improvements that you just don't get. For no good reason, Adobe CS6, which should be the most stable and best release they had, is the last one that you could pay once and own it for life. For some reason, that just does not work with my Canon XA50's codec or something weird like that. It refuses to see those files, but Adobe CS 5.5 does see those. So I jump between Adobe CC 2015, I found a penny. I jump between Adobe CC 2015 and Adobe CS 5.5. It's crazy to me to see all these people talking about like newer editing programs and DaVinci Resolve and all this free stuff. Man, I'm just stuck in my ways. I'm too old for this stuff. That's just how I see it. I'm cursed with Adobe. No other workflow is kind of like it. I have my key bindings that I like. I'm too set in my ways. I wish it could change. Adobe, for what I need for, is just kind of my option. I want a newer, better one. Adobe hasn't made it. I feel like I'm running in that Sisyphus freaking cycle of constantly pushing Adobe up a hill until it crashes. And then instead of changing any of my setup, I just decide to boot Adobe back up and push it back up that hill. So that's all I have time for this video. I hope you guys learned something. Don't use Adobe products. Stay away from them. There's better, newer, cheaper alternatives nowadays. They weren't there when I started, so don't be me. get a DaVinci. DaVinci's better. It's just better. That's all I have to say. Thank you.